And welcome back. Once again, meteorologist Todd Howell joined with meteorologist Mike Simon. And Mike, when you and I chatted the last couple of weeks, we were talking about we need a pattern change. We're in this drought.
Definitely. And it happened.
It happened.
Here it is.
It's here. Let's talk about those thunderstorms.
Yeah, yesterday. They were pretty heavy.
Those were impressive. I mean, we had thunderstorms that were, okay, we got the rain. Oh, this is great. Got a little wind. And all of a sudden, the North City saw a pretty good storm. Knoxville.
That was the big one. Well, yeah, the thing is, it wasn't everywhere. So
right.
I think I got a little sprinkle. It just barely grazed my house.
Right.
But that's what happens sometimes with these ahead of these systems. We get them, and they can blow up quite a bit because we were almost 90 degrees yesterday, weren't we?
Yeah, 89.
Yeah.
Just shy of it. And now that's a great point. I know I was looking at Oak Ridge, nothing measurable yesterday. And so far, maybe lighter amounts. So if folks are watching us say, well, wait a minute, you're talking about these rain and thunderstorms in Knoxville. I haven't seen as much yet. Hopefully, you've seen some as of today's podcast,
Certainly.
And we got more to come. All right, so we got some fun things to get to. We're going to dive right in. We're going to be talking we're talking P-WATs. We're going to talk a little Karate Kid. Mike, we got some fun things we're going to get to. And, well, what in the world are you talking about with that? I'm going to let you cover P-WATs a little bit. We're going to talk about the Karate Kid.
You'll be doing Karate Kid.
I'll be doing Karate Kid. Stretch and warm up. Let's dive right into it. As folks know, every Thursday, the drought monitor comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, as we can go ahead and take a look at today's, it comes out every Thursday. Now, the cutoff is Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Now, this is important because the rain we just had on Wednesday and so far on this Thursday, as of this taping, that does not go into this drought monitor. So it got worse. This was expected.
Right.
The red expanded all the way up to Plateau, extends in Kentucky. Knoxville, Morristown, we're holding on to moderate.
Well, that's good. But I'm surprised there wasn't an introduction of just a little bit of exceptional somewhere. But I'm glad it didn't happen.
I am too, Mike. That's a great point, actually. So that red expanded. All right. What we're hoping is that this is the worst that we'll see. We're hoping we're bottoming out, so to speak, because the rain that we've already seen and are going to see, and we're going to talk much more about this coming right up, I'm just throwing this out. If the plateau models are showing a solid 3 to 4 inches over the next 7 days, even less than that, 5 to 7 days. If the plateau, let's just say, gets 4 inches, a lot of that red.
It should knock it down to severe or moderate, you would think.
Exactly. I would think. We're just totally guessing. This is from the Climate Prediction Center, their drought monitor.
And they have a lot of things to factor in, not just the rain.
Not just the rain. Exactly. And if it takes months to get out of it, it's going to take a long time to get back into it as well. All right, so
try to go backwards and go again. Sometimes that ends up being black for some reason.
Let's try to see if we can get this one to show up here. And
sometimes that happens.
You know what? It's okay. Well, use your imagination. But no, the one on the left is the latest. I'm stubborn. I'm going to try to keep trying again here. The one on the left that we just saw is the latest. And last week we did not have as much of that red. And it wasn't even up into Kentucky. No, exactly. So it definitely has expanded. So again, as we said, we're hoping we bottomed out. So it almost tried to come back up. All right, Mike, let's talk about this. So let's look ahead. All right, here we are in the latter part of May. These are the average rainfall amounts. This is the 30-year average, the last 30-year average. So for the month of May, we averaged 4.13. Our next graphic's going to show an update where we are. But this gives folks an idea. As you move into the spring months, we average at least 4 inches plus. March is our wettest spring month. And, of course, look at July.
And it wasn't.
Yeah.
Not this year.
No, it wasn't this year. Exactly.
July, we get quite a bit. Thunderstorms.
And December, we get 5 inches. October, of course, our droughts. Mike, you just made a great point. March is, on average, our wettest month in spring, but not this year. That's the issue. Let's go ahead and show this next graphic, because this kind of tells the story of what this is to date.
Especially when you see the red down below, it's a deficit every month. Now, typically you'll see, there's a deficit, then there's a surplus and back and forth, but not this year.
Not this year. That's a great point. That's the issue. Every month we've been behind. Look at April.
And it's dropped since January. We'll see what happens in May now since we're getting some rain.
Yeah.
But look, it's dropped, had less and less
into
April.
It has. Look at that. You know what? All right, so here we are. As of this tape, it's May 21st. let's hope we got 10 more days in May. Ironically enough, the next 7 to 10 days, models are showing a pretty stagnant, wet weather pattern.
Not changing much.
All right, so when we come back at the end of May, I will be back before then, but hopefully by the end of May, 1st of June, we're going to show this map again. We're going to show this graphic again, Mike. And let's hope that surely we're going to not only get average, which is 4.13, hopefully we're going to have a green and a plus with the surplus. I mean, if it pans out what they're showing, hopefully we'll in fact have a surplus. And maybe what you just said, it's been going down every month from January to May. Maybe we're going to start seeing an uptick, a turn from May, and maybe we'll be able to look back as we go through summer.
Turn the tide, hopefully.
Turn the tide, yeah, exactly. So that's updated now, and counting the rainfall at the airport, we're over 1.5 inches. We're still in a deficit of over 1 inch, but here's the good news. If you've likely heard about, we got more rain chance heading our way. Now, Mike, here's where we'll pick up with Karate Kid. All right, if you look down in Texas, it's kind of got a counterclockwise flow, an upper-level low-pressure trough, if you will, centered around south central Texas, and that's helping to feed moisture out of the Gulf northward. Look at that, right up through the heart of New Orleans. And meanwhile, look at the opposite in the Atlantic, kind of that Bermuda Ridge, upper-level high. And so both of the, I say upper level, this is actually about 5,000-foot level, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of actually a little bit lower level, excuse me. So, yeah, just off their surface, 5,000 feet. But that's what pumps that moisture in. We're looking at a good flow out of the Gulf. So we talk about
you got to demonstrate it.
Yeah, you got that wax on, wax off, and the net effect is bringing up the moisture from the Gulf. So, I tell you what, this is
that's completely open flow there. I mean, it's just and it's going to continue for a while.
It is. This is what we've not had. The Gulf has been closed for business, so to speak. And so now it's open. Now, what are we looking at? A lot of folks say, what are dew point temperatures? Dew point's just the absolute measure of moisture in the atmosphere. It's a temperature of when the air would be saturated. So, it gives you a good idea, a better measure of moisture in the atmosphere than the humidity because it's relative to the air temperature. Warm air can hold a lot more moisture. Speaking of warm, it's warm and humid. So let's talk about we got the juice, we got the dew points. And here's a look, Michael, let you talk about this, the water vapor. Yeah,
the water vapor.
Moisture in the atmosphere there.
It's highlighting the water vapor that's in the atmosphere at the time, and this is over the past, a few hours here.
Right.
And it's showing you the blues is extremely moist. There's a lot of moisture there, probably raining, got some storms down there, heavier downpours.
Yeah.
And when we see the opposite, dry as a bone, usually high pressure's in, and we don't get any rain at all. So,
that's what we had March and April, basically.
Exactly. And that low pressure you talked about that was counterclockwise is what's bringing in that disturbance that's been over Texas and sliding it our way.
Yeah, they've had a ton of rain. All right, so that's the setup. So the Gulf is open. Now let's get to the nuts and bolts of what we're looking at. I'll let you talk about P-WAT.
Yeah, this is P-WAT. That's just it's just
people are going P-WAT.
It's just
P-WAT. Exactly. P-WAT?
It's just an acronym for precipitable water.
There you go.
And what that means is you take a column of air from the surface, you all the way up to about where the planes fly. We're talking about 30,000 feet, maybe 32,000 feet. If you take that column and you take all the water out of that column, where it's dry as a bone, no moisture left at all, this is what you get. And we use it on a scale. Right now, you see the P-WATs, the precipitable water, is between 1 inch to 2 inches. That means some really healthy amount of rain.
Exactly.
Moisture's there available for healthy rains. Could be some localized flooding. If you start to see P-WATs, though, up to 3 inches, that's tropical, and there could be some widespread flooding then. So
that gives us a good indication then.
Exactly.
On how much moisture is in the atmosphere. All right, Mike. We got a couple minutes.
Okay.
So let's get to the nuts and bolts here. Thank you for that setup with the P-WATs. Absolutely. Well, that's what we need.
P-WAT?
We're going to use this more. Ask Daniel with the P-WAT. All right, so look at potential rainfall. This is one of our in-house models taking us through Sunday. Look at that.
That's a lot. That's after
it
even
may be a little heavy, but look at
already
Ridge.
had.
Yeah, exactly. So, we're talking, that's 3 inches plus.
Mm-hmm.
Parts of Anderson County. Now, hey, we got more. So that's just taking us through Sunday.
And there's more.
There's more. We're in this pattern. I wanted to show you, this is a 7-day rainfall total. This is from the Weather Prediction Center. They're taking account a lot of data. So over the next 7 days, if you look at Knoxville, we're solid in the 2 to 3 inch. It looks like at a minimum. If you look at Anderson County, yep, you got that 3 to maybe 4.
Three plus.
3 plus, exactly. Dandridge, Newport, Greenville, a little bit more in the 2 inch category. Mm-hmm. But look at that rainfall. Keep in mind our average monthly rainfall, 4.13. Right there. Some places could get a month's worth of rainfall over the next week, Mike.
Yeah, and that's not bad. At least it's not a month's worth of rainfall in 2 days.
Yeah.
We get it spread over some time, and it helps to soak it in. It runs off into our lakes, which we need.
Mike, good segue. We were talking about this in our weather chat.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we're going to see our yards are happy now. We're happy because the lawn's greening up. We're going to be mowing twice a week. Hopefully TVA is eventually going to be happy. Now, so the initial rains we're getting are soaking the soil. Grass is greening up. Eventually, the more rain you get, it could lead to runoff. That's what we need to start filling up our lakes. That's going to take some time.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully that's what we're going to see as we get down the road. All right, Mike, great job as always.
Yeah, it's exciting.
That's exciting.
Exciting we get this rain.
P-WAT and Karate Kid. That's today's Weather Chat. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.